And a good afternoon to you, rugby fans. Welcome to Providence, Rhode Island. We're at Brown University, where the hometown Brown Bears are getting set to take on the Big Green of Dartmouth in the Liberty Conference semifinal. It's the road to Houston, the road to the National Collegiate Rugby Championship. And this is going to be a matchup everyone's going to want to see. We are at Marble Field, and I am John Broker, joined by Thomas Grant. They call him Wheels. We're going to take a look at the Dartmouth score for the season. They are 2-3, looking pretty good, very good. Let's talk about some next-level players to watch on this team. Wheels.
Yeah, running you quickly through the next-level players for Dartmouth. Matthias Calvo, the powerhouse in the scrum, really needs to be a linchpin today. Rockadutta, coming off the bench last week, provided some great tempo. He's got the start today and he'll be critical. And finally for Dartmouth, Abe Kamara shifted into the midfield. Really crucial today for them.
Brown 7-0 on the season. We can talk about players to watch in just a bit. We're underway. Referee Tim Anderson gets us going. You see Brown running from left to right on your screen, wearing their brown and silver. And in the green, obviously, is a Big Green of Dartmouth, and we are underway in this matchup. Going to be a great one here today at Marble Field. Good crowd, beautiful day. Quick kick from Brown, pushes it back down the other end, and Dartmouth forced to kick here. Will they keep it in? Have not. It's going to be a first line out for the Brown Bears, just inside Big Green territory. Wheels. Let's talk about this Brown team a little bit. Wheels, they are 7-0, undefeated, put up some big scores, holding people out of the try zone. There's some next-level players to watch on this Brown team as well.
Yeah, Brown have got a number of players that have really put their hands up this season, but these are the guys we're highlighting today. Henry Gabriel has been a stronghold in the Brown scrum all season, such a weapon for them. He can certainly play big carries, big hits. Antonio Estevez, 5 tries in 2 games, such a creative loose forward, really dynamic. He'll be prominent today. And Rafael Lonsignor, the crafty 10 with the boot, he'll be looking to steer the ship today. I'm excited to see how he plays.
We just saw a couple of those players right there. It was Estevez taking on the line out. Lonsignor puts that ball wide. Referee Anderson looking at a first penalty here against Dartmouth. Now, Dartmouth, they played last week. Dartmouth, 24-5, took the loss. But they got more confident as the game went on, Wheels. I think they'll be a little more physical today, knowing that they have to do that. And they really know this Brown team now. So it should make for an interesting matchup.
I agree with you, Johnny, and as we touched on, the likes of Rocky Dutta coming off the bench last week really picked up the tempo for Dartmouth, and I think it's a great move from Coach Sumption to put him into the game early on today and see that if they can attack Brown super early. So interested to see how they play it in these early stages.
Will do. We have another line out here for Brown. They've been very strong offensively and defensively in the line out. They go with the live 5-man line out. They got Oliver Beeling. They have Holly Corbett, and Estevez are their main jumpers there. Lonsignor gets that one, just has to launch it out wide a little bit. And there is the converted flanker playing at 12 today, Cameron McAlpine, the first-year player, English-born, now playing here. Lonsignor moves it to Estevez. Estevez gets it out, first little run here. They're at the 22. You can see the mud that comes on this Brown field a little bit. It can be a little tricky underneath the places. Dylan Lewis moves that one in the middle of the field. And we had a knock on there in play. We're going to come back for a penalty offsides against the Big Green. Dartmouth back on it again. Got a couple of penalties here. Opportunity for Brown to push this one downfield. Should they like?
Oh, how about the contact there? As in the midfield, big McAlpine gives the centre of Abe Kamara a big good afternoon. Welcome to finals footy. That was some collision there.
And that was the penalty quickly for an offsides. Ball was kicked out by Raphael Lonsignor from Aix-en-Provence, France. Played his high school rugby in Singapore for United World College. Now at Brown University, adding a lot to this very internationally flavored program. You see the defense for Dartmouth lined up. And Brown, again, looking for the line out. We'll see if Corbett or Estevez will be their target. Coaches Sumption and Dom Waring, of course, for Dartmouth will have taken a good look at last week's game, trying to figure some of these things out. At some point, Wheels, it's just speed of lift, speed of pass. Get that ball in and you're good to go. And they are down with the ball in Corbett's hands. Good driving ball, but well taken back by Dartmouth. Trouble getting that ball away. Dylan Lewis just has to launch that one out. So they're going to start their attack about 5 meters behind where they were. Lewis Moves that one out. Waiting hands of Ollie Corbett. You can see him with the red scrum cap. Dartmouth player locked in there. They have another penalty advantage. That's 3 or 4 penalties in a row very early here against Dartmouth, Wheels.
Yeah, Dartmouth need to be really careful that they don't set a bad precedent early on disciplinary here, but really promising signs there shown defensively from Dartmouth at that first line out. We saw last week they really struggled to stop Brown's maul, but again, they'll take a little win out of that just to know that they can match that Brown pack. You can see a replay of the penalty here. Just not rolling away quick enough was the Dartmouth player.
Player just launched in there. We have a line out of the 22 again. Very close here. We'll see if they try to maul this one more time. Players just taking some move. They might not throw a jumper up here knowing that the strength of that maul. And they try to move one a little bit back, but Joe Alhasso doesn't hit the mark with the throw. And Alhasso, the sophomore from Reading, England. It was a little off there. Going to be a scrum or a line out for Dartmouth.
And that one just catching the outside shoulder of Oliver Corbett there. Dartmouth will be happy. They're applying some good pressure here at line-out time.
Dartmouth elects for the scrum here, so elects for the line-out here, pardon me. So this should be interesting. They had a lot of them stolen away last week. We'll see if they change their formation a bit. They need a little confidence in this area as they put that one up, and it's taken away immediately by Dartmouth. Estevez has the ball in hand. As big Jack Swords, the grad prop, right on him. Swords from one of the great American rugby families. Corbett into the middle of the field. They're looking for the opportunity here. Having to cut back in. That's big Henrique Gabriel, the Portuguese player. Lewis moves it to Lonsanor. Lonsanor has Estevez. Estevez puts a little one in behind him there. Not exactly where he wanted it to go. Good early defense here from Dartmouth. But another Dartmouth penalty. They're starting to add up very quickly.
Yeah, this is certainly getting into the territory here where referee Tim Anderson will have a chat, and just like that, it's happening. Just have a chat to the captain and address these concerns early on. A string of 4 to 5 penalties, as you said, Johnny, doesn't set a great precedent in the referee's mind early on, but
referee Anderson wants us to get going here again. Has a word with Matthias Calvo, the senior from Maite, Guam, philosophy major at Dartmouth. Referee Anderson in no mood for philosophizing, so they're going to keep this one moving. Another line out here for Brown. We'll see what they elect to do now. 6 minutes gone in this contest.
Look for Brown to drive here. Continue on deep into the 22.
Looking to the back this time. Have it down. They're going to try to set the drive a little further back where it may be a little weak point. They're getting some good go forward as Brown across the 22. Dartmouth has to be careful. This same area last week caused them some trouble. Players intentionally taking it down. See Coach Sumption wanted a U.S. Eagle. We'll have taken a look at that as the ball comes back in. Looking for that little runner there is Brown, but not finding the space. Lewis has some time. Nobody coming in to counter ruck. So he's going to look up to one of his big units. Lewis finds Estevez, but another penalty against Dartmouth right in front now. Sooner or later, a card is going to have to come early in this game.
Definitely Dartmouth need to be extremely careful in this 22-metre area territory, and I think that one there was for potentially a bit of back chat to the referee, so referee Anderson's certainly not taking any of that today. As we see here, I think he just
rinse, repeat here, Wheels. Bit of wash, rinse, repeat here with these lineouts. Penalty against Dartmouth, kick to the corner, go for the lineout, see where they can get to.
No, it certainly is, Johnny, and Brown will be very happy with this position now, and a great opportunity here to drive. In fact, they do.
A little closer this time. Estevez gets that one. They break it off just a little to the right. They shear. Some players with Dartmouth have their hand on the ball. Brown starting to get a roll on here. This has just been a battle of attrition. Backs Bit lonely at this point, discussing later on plans, and here comes Estevez. Estevez looks at the line, gets up again and goes. Is he over the line? Referee Anderson on the spot, and try awarded. Estevez gets the first of the day for the Brown Bears. 5-0. Pardon me? No try. I saw the hand go up the wrong way. It's a penalty against Estevez for not releasing the ball. So it's going to be a penalty for Dartmouth. My bad there. Saw the referee's hand go the wrong way. Good defensive play, Wheels, by the Big Green.
Yeah, great stuff there from the Big Green. We know how hard Estevez is to stop close to the line, but adjusted enough to get on top of the ball, and Estevez had a second go, a double movement to put the ball down, but didn't release the ball in the first instance, and therefore Big Green gets the opportunity here to exit.
Just under 10 minutes gone in this game, and Dartmouth is really going to have their first opportunity at offense, as far as I can tell. They've had to put up a good defensive stand against this Bears team. Well rewarded for it here. Pushing the ball downfield will get the line out right around their 22. See how Estevez and Corbett deal with this as Dartmouth come in. Just a couple little moves around, taken away there by Estevez. Estevez runs over one. Estevez rumbling towards the try zone. He is all business. Here comes Corbett. Corbett stopped in a double tackle. Ball ripped away by the Big Green. Great defense inside the zone for this Dartmouth team. Really taking pride in it. That one player tackled. It's going way back into the try zone. We'll see if they can get away with this. Player just has to hoof it away. It's going to stay in the middle of the field for Lewis. He's got Lansanur. Lansanur needs to find a runner here. Try to keep Lansanur out of contact just a bit. Gets out one of the ground safely. He is a wily runner. Brown looking to go a little wider with this one. Setting up their offense. Middle of the field. Options both directions. Lansanur calling for the ball to go to the left. They do get that one out there. A little ball back in. Good moves here. Brown now playing a little fluid. Out in the field, Lansanur steps in. Big contact coming, as one would expect in this Ivy League matchup. In this Liberty Conference. Big whistle there from Anderson. They're going to go quick as Brown. Were the players 10? Probably not. Player looking for the try zone there. Looks like McAlpine. They haven't made it. Lansanur looking for some runners. Lewis is going to go out there. They have a pod waiting just in front of the sticks. Lewis has some runners. Gets it to Henry Gabriel. He's looking at that try line. Is he over? That one's a try. The arm's in the right direction this time. Now 5-0. Just over 10 minutes gone for the Brown Bears. It has been all Brown so far, Wheels.
Oh, certainly no worries on that decision there. That is a try for all money. We have a look at the replay very soon. It all started from the quick tap. Dylan Lewis, the smart 9, got them into this position where all they really needed to do was build a couple of good phases, and the leg drive straight over the white chalk. Can't quite get a number on it.
I thought it was Gabriel, but I think it's Dan Archer, the captain, putting that one down as Lansanur lines up what should be a pretty straight kick. Lansanur gets that one. 7-0. Just under 12 minutes gone here in this Liberty Conference Championship semifinal matchup. Championships will be next week. Winner of this game will play the winner of Fairfield University versus AIC. It's going to be played up in Springfield tomorrow, Sunday afternoon. Next Level Rugby. Next Level Rugby production.
Again, 11 minutes into this game, and Dartmouth haven't ventured inside Brown's half yet. Really critical they get a deep kick
all
off
that
here.
Liberty Conference action next week. Sorry, Wheels, stepping on you there. Matt Antisev, grad student, creative writing major. Played rugby in high school at Xavier High School, one of America's great rugby schools in Manhattan. That one comes down. Penalty against Brown this time. Player coming in on an angle. Dartmouth players, a bunch of players pointing to the post here. We'll see what they decide to do. Matthias Calvo has a hold of it. And they're going to bring out the tee, so Marco Landesino is going to take a shot at goal, the sophomore from Yorktown Heights, New York.
Yeah, I like this decision from Dartmouth. It's their first opportunity now inside Brown's half to really try and get some points on the board. And in finals footy, we know how important these opportunities are. Hopefully, Vandesino can add the 2-3 here. Just trickles over.
Just bounces off the post there and in, so it is 7-3. Brown leads Dartmouth, under 15 minutes gone. Good thinking there by this Dartmouth team as you take a nice look at this kick. Thought it was going to fall just short here, but the post gives a little assist, and they get those 3 points. You could see, Wheels, the whole Dartmouth team, as soon as that penalty came, was pointing at the sticks. They all knew they wanted to go over those points, so that must have been a discussion tactically this week for the team. Dartmouth can't handle that one. Brown able to take a hold of it. Lewis moves that one to a waiting forward. Has runners in either direction. Coming off to the left. A little pass put out there by Lonsanor, but he lines back up. See where they decide to go with this one. They get it to Estevez. Estevez bounces off one. Good work by Zach Brown to get in his way and take him down eventually. Second row for Dartmouth. Ball comes out again. They're looking a little wider. Always involved again is Estevez. Lewis, quick ball. Well done as they come out to the wing. Out towards the wing, not quite there. Come back in. Dartmouth reading their pods fairly well at the moment. They're going to have to break down this defense a little bit as Lonsanor just shows and goes. Lonsanor has Zach Brown all over him. Coming across, Estevez. Moving back to their 50. Here comes Henry Gabriel. A little handoff there. Gets the ball to Corbett. Now there's some room on the outside. See what they can make happen here. A little pass back in. Good work there out of the wing by Myrtle to keep that one alive and bring it back. Dylan Lewis has Brett Geis waiting. Geis punches a hole. A little flat, but ball back across. Ill-advised little pop there. Brown just being driven backwards at the moment by a very tenacious Dartmouth defense. And see if their own 40-meter line. You would expect the kick here from Lonsanor, and it happens. Blasts that one just to the 22. Dartmouth can put this one in touch. And has done. Line out here for Brown, but a lot of good disruption there, Wheels, from the big green.
It's great defense there from Dartmouth, really forcing Brown back in deep into their half. Just putting on shot after shot, and the kick from Lonsanor had to come eventually. And again, it's probably not a bad option here for Brown to get the line out again. And it just goes to show how crucial Lonsanor's kicking game is today.
Offensive line out for the Bears. They're going to go to the middle to Estevez. Ball rolls over the top and knocked on by the Bears. We're going to come back. Scrum for Dartmouth. Big moment in the game here. Ascendancy to Brown last week in the scrum. They would like to continue that today. Dartmouth, I'm sure, other ideas, Wheels.
I think this is our first scrum. I could be incorrect, but a really good opportunity here to see what Dartmouth worked on during the week. We saw Brown's scrum was so dominant last week, as it has been all season. The likes of Gabriel, El Hasso and Archer. Dartmouth got 2 yellow cards. Props to the bin last week, so crucial.
Here comes the big drive from the Bears. Referee is just going to bring this one back up. First one just collapsed. Jack Swords and Matthias Calvo, great props for this Dartmouth Big Green team. One of the battles within a battle here. Ollie Corbett at number 7 today. Played in the second row last week, so Brett Geis and Tony Zhao for Brown. In the engine room, taking on Masa Kawasaki and Zach Brown, the Dartmouth second rows. Dutta, the freshman, first-year player from Plymouth, UK, puts the ball in, but very difficult there as it comes back Brown way. We're going to have a penalty against Dartmouth. You can hear the Brown fans. They love it. The power is there. Good first scrum from the Bears.
Well, there it is. Statement made at scrum time from Brown. You can tick that box off. The pack is not going anywhere today. Dartmouth under immense pressure at scrum time early on. And that is a beautiful touch finder there, deep into the 22 of the big green.
We've been in this corner quite a bit so far, Wheels. We'll get another line out here for Brown. We've seen a few tactics. I'm sure they would love to drive another one in as they're playing their power game at the moment.
Yes, for sure. The first 18 minutes of this game has been played in this exact position. It does seem like a bit of deja vu, and Brown, I think we can read this script pretty well, that they're going to set for the drive here, and the last one worked for them pretty well. They got the timing correct, and here we go.
Another ball slips over there, uncharacteristic for Brown. They've been spot on. Joe Ahasso just missing with that one, so it's Dartmouth has a hold of it. Opportunity to put this one downfield a little bit. They're going to take the run. Tsev. We're going to come back for another whistle here. The penalty seems to be against Dartmouth. I didn't see what it was for. Dan Archer calling for a scrum. He knows how he wants to play, the South African captain.
Yeah, not quite sure. Didn't quite see the signal there from the referee. Potentially maybe a few in front of the kicker or an infringement at the previous breakdown. But this right here is a golden opportunity for Brown to extend their lead. They've got the option to go down the blind side if they want it through Estevez.
Relatively short one. It's about
Don't be
15
surprised
meters.
if we see that man go hard with the ball here.
Big power coming in from the Bears. Trying to work this one forward. Ball's at Estevez's feet. Lewis has it. Gonna run this one out a little wider. Looking for some players coming back in. Backline move doesn't work exactly as they were hoping. Ball out wide they come. And looking for the try zone there. Driving for it is McAlpine, the first-year player. Ball coming back across. Corbett doesn't get it. Goes right inside of him. They're near the try zone now. Corbett dumps a player away. Now they move this one back out. Big Dan Archer, the captain. Another forward run. Lewis just holds that one a little. They're looking to power another one in here are the Bears. Referee Anderson right on the spot there, but penalty against the Bears right on the try line again. Great defense. Targeting the breakdown is the big green of Dartmouth, and the reward comes.
That's a couple of very crucial turnovers they've made in this zone now. And they really need to pick their moments as well. And they've done well so far, obviously letting in the one try, but they're going to need plenty more of those good decisions at the breakdown today.
That one goes back for Brown. Ball kicked forward by one of the Dartmouth players there. It didn't go to touch. Brown able to regather, but they're inside their own end. Going to have to do some work. That's Santiago Cortabarria, Uruguayan-born, Belen Jesuit-educated player. Key Biscayne, Florida in high school. As Estevez comes up with a big run, he bumps off the first. Always trouble to take down a Portuguese 8th grade player. That is high school rugby in England, and on the roll are the Bears once again. Can they find some open space? They're going to go back to Lonsanur, who's going to keep this ball down the Dartmouth end. Long kick in behind, well fielded by Dartmouth. Just a bit of slip on the ground there. And gets hoofed up in the air. Again, doesn't make touch. Estevez back for this one. Good positional play by the number 8. Lewis. Moves a ball, a little show from one of the forwards as they move on. Now back to Lonsanur. Lonsanur again launches it downfield. Dartmouth again fields it. We'll see what they decide to do this time. They've been keeping the ball in field, trying to get them going, but here comes Lonsanur. Lonsanur in a contact, taking some heavy contact so far in the game is Lonsanur, but keeping those legs pumping. And knocked on. Good work in the contact, forcing that. While we're waiting for the scrum, let's go look at Yale. UConn, another National Collegiate Rugby Liberty Conference game, 41-24. Yale is winning at Yale Field here. Yale in the blue and white stripes, and you can see UConn, University of Connecticut, the Huskies playing the Bulldogs today. Huskies just down a bit. 7 minutes to go in this one. Yale doing well as we come back to Marvel Field here at Brown versus Dartmouth, the Ivy League matchup in the Liberty Conference semifinal. Big scrum again from Brown. Good work. Ball gets knocked back. There is a penalty advantage, I believe, as Brown takes the ball in. Lewis digs. Lonsanor looking for runners and has one. Finds big Henry Gabriel. Or possibly Dan Archer. Sometimes they look similar to me. Big fellas from a little ways away. A nice break there by Corbett. Corbett tries to put one away, but a penalty against Dartmouth. This could potentially be a card, as a player intentionally knocked that one down from the big green. We'll see what referee Anderson decides here. But Corbett was looking for that little offload and almost pulled it off their wheels.
Yeah, almost pulled it off, and I'm not sure what the cover defense was like. Of course, as a referee, you've got to take that into account before you go into the pocket, and I think referee Anderson is just issuing a warning. But of course, if there's no cover defense, usually you see referees consistently go to the pocket for a deliberate knockdown. But again, looking very nice with their interplay, passing some lovely tips back inside, just finding those seams to burst onto.
Little conversation we had as Lonsanor lines this one up. There have been multiple penalties and a couple of talkings too for Dartmouth already, so starting to mount up on them as we're 24 minutes into this semifinal matchup.
We're back in this part again, Johnny.
We're spending a lot of time down here. It's getting to look familiar. I'm going to have a count on the blades of grass by the end of the game if they keep going this way.
It's probably the best looking part of the ground anyway, so happy to commentate down here to some nice fresh green pastures.
Ball up to Estevez. They're looking for the drive here. Strong so far. Dartmouth has to be careful not to infringe on this. Driving forward, in comes the skipper. Lewis just at the back looking forward, and over the line they go. Try awarded. Brown. Wonderful work there, and it's Dan Archer, the Johannesburg, South African-born skipper at tight head. Awarded that one. Great work to Brown as they extend their lead 12-3. Kick to come.
Oh, Dan Archer, week in, week out, leads with his action. Such a great leader for this Brown side. And there he is, getting a try to his name today. Too big and too strong. Just bursting over the big green defensive line to get it over the white chalk. Brown.
Jesus. Kelly
quite know what we saw there on camera.
Trainer gets a little infection. Kelly, longtime trainer for the team here, does all the medical work. Fantastic part of the staff with Dave Laflamme, Oliver Julian, Jay Fluke, rugby director emeritus. Lonsanor lining this one up. Lonsanor curls it around, and it's good. 14-3. Brown Bears in the lead here in the first half of this Liberty Conference semifinal matchup.
Dartmouth really need to try and peg this kickoff deep inside Brown's 22. Apply pressure. Back on Brown.
Dartmouth just a bit suffocated right now. Wheels, very all possession, really going to Brown at the moment. Dartmouth, great attacking team. Would love to show a little bit of that, but it's been a tough first 25 for them.
Exactly, Johnny. Just need to stay patient here and accumulating points, keeping the fight.
A little longer this time. Tony Zhao brings that one in. Ball back to Lonsanor. Lonsanor, good boot there, down the field. Ball inside the Brown half for Dartmouth to attack. There's something, might have been a knock on there, but not. Dutta finds that one wide. Hands of big Jack Swords. They just recycle there. Now looking to go a little wider if they can. They've got danger runners out wide, certainly. Kamara, Chazolini, Brenzel, and Landesino. The player holding it in. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Turned over many times by Dartmouth. Now Brown gets her hands in there. And a penalty to them. Opportunity to push it downfield.
Well, he just scored himself a great try to Dan Archer. And he's just come up with the big play here. A real captain's effort. Watch this technique. Shows a clear release. Straight on the ball. Both hands. Referee Anderson, Johnny on the spot. That is holding on for all money.
Number 84, West Rocket.
Brown enters a lineout. They've had a couple of miscues here, and they have another one. Dartmouth takes it away. Alhasso not quite hitting his mark a couple of times here today, and such a weapon for this Brown team, but knocked on. So we'll come to a scrum for Brown, which I'm sure they will be perfectly happy with.
Yeah, probably their preferred option. Oh, we get a replay. Going for the line out again.
Yeah, the one good. Corbett takes it down. They didn't go for the scrum. They went for the line out. They're going to move this one back in. And the Bears are going to go back to this weak side. Corbett runs a dummy line. Lonson Newart moves it out there. They've got runners down the wing here if they can get it. Cortabaria puts a pass back to Mertzel, but forward there, and Mertzel can't hang on to it. A sophomore from Los Angeles, California. It's a forward pass. Be a scrum here for Dartmouth deep in their own zone.
Silky stuff there. The cutout pass from Lonsignor. As I said in the pregame, he's so good when he takes the line on. So elusive. Just unfortunately drifted forward. Did that last offload. Otherwise, I think it was Lewis. He would have been in for all money.
Dartmouth needs a strong scrum here. You can see their own corner flag to the right of your screen there on their try line. Big push coming in from Brown. They're going to have to dig this one if they can get it, but it's coming back to Brown, and they get the penalty. You can see just the elation on the Brown players' faces as they're really punishing Dartmouth at scrum time at the moment.
Yeah, look at that shove. Too big, too strong, putting the Brown pack under all sorts of pressure, forcing them to just fold. And no surprises here that they're going to opt for another scrum and edge closer to the try line.
They pick the scrum. Dylan Lewis from Rye, New York. Played a lot of good high school rugby down in that area. Pelham and Rye. Now at Brown as a sophomore. Big squeeze coming in from Brown, but that one goes down just a bit from the mud there. Nothing in it, so they'll bring it back up. But this powerful scrum looking strong here, Wheels.
They certainly are. Every game I've called for Brown this season, we give that scrum a lot of praise because it's such a crucial part to their game. And I know, speaking with Coach LaFlamme, that they do a lot of work as a forwards unit to get these sorts of things right, and it just goes to show how important it is setting this platform for the backs to attack off.
And Dartmouth, of course, a powerhouse team in their own right. Brown just really this season turning it on with their scrum work. A little stilted that time as Estevez gets it out. Lontanur has a runner looking in the middle of the field there, a little bit upright. Player's going to have to get himself to the ground, and has done. After release, Lonsanur's got some runners, gets to Corbett. Corbett puts a wide one into Estevez. Estevez has a player right on him. This strong Dartmouth defense really getting a lot of a workout in defense today, certainly. Lonsanur's going to move this one a little wider. He is that link. Player almost knocking that one forward again. That would have definitely been a card, but not hit, so it's getting taken down. Brown has a little pick and go there. Dartmouth trying to roll their way in, but player over the top off his feet. We're going to have a penalty here for Brown. We'll see what they choose to do. Referee Anderson wants to have a word with the Big Green.
Yeah, certainly getting close to card territory here. Dartmouth really need to be disciplined. in this area of the park, and it looks as if we potentially could even see a card happen here for Zach Brown, and we do.
I didn't think it was Zach Brown that offended, but he's had a pretty clean game. He's a great player, Zach Brown, a junior from Pelham, New York. Went to the Browning School. He the unlucky recipient of too many penalties, I would suppose.
Yeah, it's certainly a case when you don't quite get the number of it. As a referee, you line them all up and pick one. Unfortunately, Zach Brown will have to sit down for 10 minutes, get the Gatorade in.
Interestingly, Brown did not go for the scrum, where another player would have had to come on for Zach Brown, or somebody would have moved into that second row. With the man advantage, ball goes up, this time taken. Not quite straight, but coming over the top there, and here comes Brown. Good driving ball. They're looking at the line again. Will they get there? Player taken down. Digging it out. Good drive coming again. That looks like Archer again. Is he over the line? He is not. Estevez just leans over that one. They've got a couple of runners out a little wider. Here comes Corbett. Corbett looking at the line. Referee Anderson right on the spot. Referee Anderson trying to find it here and says that one is a try. I thought he had two hands there. Didn't know if he's calling it held up or not. Try awarded to Oliver Corbett. Ollie Corbett touches one down, and Brown pushes their lead to 19-3. Kick to come. Just under 34 minutes gone in this half.
Wow, a bit of a delayed celebration there from Brown. I don't think they quite knew what was going on, but when they looked at the referee's arm, it was certainly in the air for a try. And I think it was a good option from Brown there to go for the line out. Obviously, with Zach Brown in the bin, he's one of their real aerial jumpers in the air. So Brown hopefully identified that and knew that they could get clean ball at line out, set the drive, and after a couple of phases, they just found themselves over the line, putting too much pressure on that big green defence. Things are really starting to etch out early on, or late in the first half, must I say.
Lansanur from the left. Lansanur puts one up. Flags go up. That one's good. 21-3. 5 minutes to go in this first half here at Marvel Field in Providence, Rhode Island. Beautiful campus of Brown University. Two Ivy League powerhouses matching up here. Dartmouth, historically the strongest program. Brown on the up these days. This will be a matchup year after year that you'll want to keep an eye on as Dartmouth getting ready to kick. And Tisev.
Wow, critical with 5 minutes to go in the first half that Dartmouth have to be the next team to get points on the board.
Nicely taken there by McAlpine. He's playing at 12 today. Typically a flanker, the first-year player. Inside their own zone. They've been using the boot to get out of here primarily. Lansanur looks at it again from inside his 22. Ball is passed back in, so he keeps it infield. Rolls over the Dartmouth player. Big hits coming in. Player diving over. There was nobody there, but it seems to be stolen away. Come back for a penalty here. It looks like against Brown this time. Abe Kamara decided he'd like to have a run. Abe Kamara does not have the ability to show his stuff yet today. The Colorado Springs, Colorado native. Great high school rugby out there in that beautiful state. Penalty this time against Dartmouth. Maybe a little too overexcited there. Player not releasing. Brown, good work. It looks like Estevez.
Dartmouth, their own worst enemy at the moment, just not getting enough support players there to lock down the ball. As you said, Kamara, so dangerous with ball in hand, and they've shifted him into the midfield, but they just haven't been able to get it out there so far regularly enough. Brown will venture deep into this 22 again and set for the drive, no doubt.
Just isolated right there. Great work by Estevez. You see him just hunting As soon as he sees it, he gets in there. Talented player. Just a sophomore.
That's complete to number 21, Jonathan Malatu. Tackle made by number 1, Josh O'Philly.
Corbett up front. They're going to go up front. Tipped off the top here. Alhasso having some issues. Ball down to the Big Green. Big Green would love some points before the halftime break. Matthias Calvo, the captain, inspiring his team with a barreling run there as the ball goes way back. They're going to go to the boot, try to play down the other end of the field. See the ball just outside the 40-meter line. Lansenor steps one. Lansenor running through the forest. Lansenor steps another. Tremendous work by the young fly half. Lewis finds a runner. Lansenor this time has Estevez. Estevez gets on the outside, puts in a little pass there to Cortabaria. Second pass, it doesn't quite go. Room was opening up there. A little too adventurous for the Brown Bears. Should be a scrum here for Dartmouth. Remember, they are missing Zach Brown, 6'2", 200-pound second row.
Lansenor. I wonder what he goes on the dance floor, just shifting through tackles. Very slippery, got the legs covered in grease today.
I use this one all the time, but I don't think he's going to have anything less for the dance floor tonight, Wheels. He's used it all up in the game today.
That's the John Broker Book of Quotes. Coming to you on Amazon very soon.
We'll see. But today on Next Level Rugby, or next week, we're going to have the Liberty Conference Championships, all divisions. Big drive there by Brown. They pick the ball up. Estevez looks wide quickly to Lansenor. They're going to put this one down the middle and set up their offensive network. Long pass out there. A little overexcited to Mertzel. He's isolated. Mertzel comes back in. Sierra Canyon School graduate. Corbett. Always dangerous ball in hand, has to take that one into contact. Lewis looks for another runner. Lewis has to go on his own. No distributor in there. Lansenor puts that one up. Happy to step into that role, and driving towards the line they go. Familiar spot for the Bears at this point of the afternoon. Just under 30 seconds of the game clock. Big push here. That was Archer. They continue to dig. Knocked on in there, and that's halftime. 21-3, Liberty Conference semifinals. Brown leads Dartmouth. Final halftime thoughts, Wheels.
Well, Dartmouth, we're interested to see what Coach Sumption says in the halftime huddle here. They started off the game pretty well defensively, came out with some real energy, but at the moment they're just falling into the trap of Brown. Have been too organised around the breakdown, have set the drive and applied pressure. Dartmouth really need to hit the restart button here and apply some pressure back to Brown. Coach LaFlamme there on screen, he'll have a smile on his face. Not fully yet, it's not over, we've got another half footy.
He'd never admit the smile. Stay with us here on Next Level Rugby. We're going to bring you second half action in just a minute. It's the Liberty Conference semifinals here at Marvel Field. Stick around. Welcome back to Marble Field. Referee Tim Anderson gets us underway with the second half. It is 21-3. Brown leading. Brown coming from right to left on your screen in the brown and white stripes. And in the big green, of course, is the big green. This is the Liberty Rugby Conference semifinal. Winner of this balloon game plays the winner of AIC versus Fairfield. Lansanur launches one high inside the Dartmouth zone. Big green return that one. Inside the 22 of Brown. Little miscommunication there, but they are good to go. Dartmouth, a lot of work to do. John Broker here with Thomas Wheels Grant for this one. We'll get Wheels analysis on the first half and what Dartmouth needs to do to reverse their fortunes here. Just a moment, Lewis moves it out. Has some waiting runners. They've been playing a very territorial game, both teams, when they're inside their own end due to a bit of muddy field condition, and Lansanur launches one downfield. Dartmouth fields it inside their 22. Move it across to Kamara. Kamara outside center today. First really good movement here for Dartmouth, but the mud just trips him up a little bit there. Player held in. Referee Anderson is going to penalize Brown on this one for player not rolling away. Fair call for them. Good opportunity here for the big green to start the second half off well. Wheels, first half, really all Brown. A lot of suffocating play there. What does Dartmouth need to do to get back in this?
Well, it was, and they've started this second half just the way they need to. Dartmouth really need to try and shift the ball wide, as they did just then and found the outside. They're going to go for the quick tap here, which is a good option.
Yeah, they want to keep this ball alive. They need the tries, 21-3. The way Brown has been playing, they certainly need this. Both teams, coaches said they're dealing with a couple of injuries. Dartmouth recycles that one. They take it down that left-hand side, looking to get a runner free. Advantage here, penalty advantage, assumedly, against Brown. Ball slips out of Calvo's hands. We're going to come back. Early penalties here for Brown. Just need to calm themselves down. Realize there's another half to play. The player is going to get looked at.
Just going back to those thoughts, Johnny, as I said, Dartmouth obviously really need to apply some pressure back to Brown, and doing that, they just need to set a few phases, really suck in Brown's defensive line, and then shift the ball wide to their speedsters. They've got the likes of Brenzel and Strazzolini on the outside, who have a lot of pace to burn. It's a great opening play there in the second half from Dartmouth, getting the wide out, ball wide to Strazzolini.
See the players just queuing up. Calvo just loses that one. It's Henry Gabriel getting it 10-2. Waiting for the penalty here. Another look at it here. Not sure exactly what happened.
Maybe a bit of off-the-ball stuff. Can't quite get a view on it.
Yeah. But penalty
Off
nonetheless.
feet's the call.
Off the feet. Gabriel's up and okay. And Dartmouth, 2 minutes into this second half, to get their attacking prowess working as they push that one downfield. Line out coming.
Dartmouth really need to, sorry Johnny, take their opportunities here. This is probably the first time in the whole game, I think it is, that they've really been able to attack inside Brown's 22 here. It's crucial they get this line out right.
See if Brown challenges down in this end. Just a whistle here. I'm just waiting for a ball. Can't play without it. Line out set. We'll see where they're going to go. Zach Brown back in the game. They go to the front to Calvo, but that one was not straight. Ellie Corbett seems pleased with that call. So Brown, opportunity here. One would imagine they're going to take the stable scrum. And Archer does indeed call for that as Henry Gabriel slow to get up yet again. The first year 6 foot 230 pounder. Quite a player, Wheels. He has played Portuguese age grade rugby as a flanker, as well as playing as a prop, and it looks like he's going to be exiting the field. We'll see who comes on.
Yeah, Coach Laflamme might not take any chances as they potentially have the big one to play next week if they keep up the stronghold. So we see number 17 or 18 Beerling, Oliver Beerling, enter the field.
Number 15, Michael Walsh in the front.
Scrums together, Dylan Lewis. Replacement prop, losing nothing there as that one just slips to the ground. Referee is pointing the ball and telling players to play it, so Estevez comes up with it. Took a little bit of time there. No one could get the momentum, so they're going to have to work this one before they can go to a kick, or they're going to go back to Lonsanur straight away. And he launches one downfield and does not find touch. He's been having trouble finding touch on that side of the field. That's a lot of kickers. I think it's just the way the field is set next to another school. That ball's out to Kamara, nearly intercepted, but Kamara, strong runner, draws the attention of a couple of defenders. Dartmouth chips it forward into the try zone. No problem here for Brown to go back and touch that one down. First good handling of the ball. And Dartmouth kicks that one away. So we have a goal line dropout here for the Bears.
Great stuff there from Kamara. Again, we've mentioned him a few times. Such a threat with ball in hand. They plugged a lovely little deft grubber through, and Brown have to restart here with a dropout.
And they get the one out to about the 40. Dartmouth going across field, back into the hands of some of their speedy players there. They're headed for the try zone. This one looks good, and Dartmouth touches down. It's replacement Owen Lee, the junior from Greenwich, Connecticut, awarded the try, and Dartmouth on the board 21-8, 5 minutes into the second half.
Oh, don't go to sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Game on. Dartmouth right back in this one. 5.5 minutes into the second half. They needed to strike early. And look at this from the restart, the counter-attack. Way down the outside, number 18, I think it was, O'Hara, had a clear run home in the end. It was the man with the red headgear who we've talked about in the pre-game. Dudder did a great job of just drawing in the defensive line and put his man through the gap. The big green right back in this one with a kick to come.
We'll see how this kick goes.
We need to be told, like, cam 1, cam 2. I mean, I don't know how long to hold the shot.
Flags stay down, so that's no good. So it's 21-8. Ball to come out. Lonsanur to kick this one off. Brown, some points against them. Ball comes on out here. Replacement score for the Big Green. Good work for them. They're looking for a few more of those to change their fortunes. Haven't had a lot of offense, as we've said. That one nice and high to the Big Green. Big Green take it in the middle of the field. There's a hole opening up there. Brown, just a little lapse in defense for a few seconds here. Pick and go from the Big Green. Playing simple rugby, trying to pour it on here in the second half. Ball knocked on, however, by the Big Green, so it's going to be a Brown scrum here. Attacking opportunity for the Bears. Coach Laflamme will be wanting them to take every advantage they can.
That's slightly disappointing there for Dartmouth. Just when they started to really look the goods and string together some good pressurised phases over Brown. And again, Brown will be very happy with this outcome. Have a scrum inside Big Green's half and really try and venture into that 22.
Yeah, sorry, I had to unmute. Yeah.
Good drive here from Brown. They've got the scrum penalty, so free play here. They're going to come back and take that. Estevez, I thought, might have a go. Certainly like to play, but we'll come back to this penalty here. And Brown doing what Brown does. Driving people around in the scrum. Opportunity to push this one downfield for a lineout.
Monsignor will look to get them into a good mauling position here. Though it didn't go too far. As you said, he's had trouble finding range on that side of the field today.
A lot of teams do when they play here, Wheels. I mean, the trees are like right off the side of the field. I think people just think the touch line is just a bit closer to them than it is sometimes.
The optical illusions of the trees makes it a lot harder for the kickers, that is for sure.
Brown lines this one up. They've got Corbett up front, and they go to him. Safe as can be. None of the players engaging there for Dartmouth have now. Nice little trickery. Slow that down by the big green. The referee is going to award that one to Dartmouth. And a cheeky little move there works in favor of the big green.
Just have a look here as we see the replay. It has shifted the point of contact of the ball forward, which potentially was an accidental offside. That's the call there from referee Anderson, and Dartmouth will be looking to clear this out of the scrum pretty quickly if the last one's anything to go by.
Dutta gets that one in, and they do indeed come off the back. It's Chuidian. He makes some good ground there. Launched forward with the ball, but wasn't held, so they're okay. They're going to go wide to Kamara quickly. Kamara throws that one. Just out a little wider. And dragged in a touch they are. It's going to be a Brown line out here. Good work by Dartmouth. It winds up into the Brown hands.
Now listen to the noise from the Brown crowd. The little pass from Kamara, just flat enough. But look at all these Brown defenders just swarming to the ball.
Player taken to the ground there by a Brown defender. We just have a player getting attended to here. So it'll be just a minute.
Looks like a potential shoulder injury there. Hopefully everything's okay. Here's the replay. Kamara with the little basketball pass, the pop, and look at this. This is what you want from your forwards. Just determined to work hard.
Might have just taken the guy down on his shoulder there. A little awkward. And it's Landesino, the sophomore from Yorktown Heights, New York, getting attended to here as we're taking a look at it.
Let's have a look here what potentially happened as we see Estevez carrying on past the ball.
Yeah, just under screen there. Certainly little extras, no love lost between these two rivals.
See there, number 15, Andesino, in quite a bit of pain there. Hopefully everything's okay for that young man. Gets a round of applause.
Landesino is going to be replaced. Be a line out here for Brown, right at midfield, Al Hasso. Brown, five-man line out as usual, walks it in, go to the center, batted away by the big green. They're doing it well at the line out today. Dartmouth ball, 21-8. Send a forward pod in there just across the 40-meter line. Replacement in there, that's Willie Gridley in at scrum half, wearing number 21 for the big green. Dartmouth So 11 minutes into the second half. Stringing together some good phases. Played a lot of defense in the first, as we've said. Get that one to Kamara in the midfield. Kamara well covered by the Bears defense. Gridley moves that one back to Antisev. Launch downfield. Right into the hands of the waiting Raphael Lansanur. Lansanur gets himself to the ground eventually there. Lewis moves it to one of his waiting front row forwards. Lewis looking back to the left here. Players trying to come around and cover it. Lansanur carrying the ball quite a lot today. Not typical for him. He's more of a setup player. Ball ripped away by the skipper, Matthias Calvo. And the Guam native takes it forward. And Dartmouth on the run here, looking hungry. They got that one wide to Kamara. Kamara's a little flat-footed there. Kamara
Here he goes.
Makes a big break. Kamara takes down. Gets the ball away, however, and on the run they are. There's a try scorer. Owen Lee. And on the move again they go. That is Jamie Chuidian. And looking at the line of the Brown Bears are the Dartmouth Big Green. Get it to Zach Brown. Zach Brown makes a couple of meters. See where they go with this one. They get it to Calvo. He is held up outside of the line. Brown defense scrambling here, looking for some forwards. They get it in behind. It winds up in the hands of Brown. And a launch downfield. There's some room. Not stuck in the mud too bad. Dartmouth working back on it. We'll see where they have to go. Estevez can't make the tackle. Ball bounces up. Brown on the run in broken field. There's Corbett. Corbett can move. Corbett's across the 22. And Ollie Corbett, the number 7 from Cranley, England. And the Cranley School gets another 5 points on the board for the Bears in broken play.
Oh, Ollie Corbett. This is end-to-end rugby. Big Green, Dartmouth, they looked so good down the other end of the park. They got the ball out wide to Kamara and just started to build some phases, but a complete miscommunication from the forward pod. Just handed the ball back to Brown, and Corbett was in great support off the kick. And look at this. Like a big giraffe in open pasture, just steaming through, puts the arm in the air. He is pumped.
6'5", 220-pound junior. Certainly happy to get his name on the score sheet. Pretty straightforward kick here for Lansanur.
That'll really send some shivers into the Dartmouth camp as they looked like they were really starting to mount some pressure back on Brown.
Certainly was. We're taking a look here. And just goes forward, nice pickup, and Corbett was just working his way downfield to get Carr to play, and right place, right time, but a tremendous player. Second row, number 8, number 7.
On the big man?
Play anywhere? Yeah.
It's found about 7th or 8th gear there. That's fantastic speed.
The score moves on for the Bears. Dartmouth down 20 points. Going to want to get a little bit of this mojo back. Nice high kick into the sun. Tough sun here in that part of the field. Taken down by the Big Green. Big Green on the move. Gridley moves that one across. Kamara can't handle that one. Unusual for him as the ball comes up into the hands of a waiting forward. Estevez swats one away. Lansanur looks wide on that one. Lansanur gets the pass away to Cortabaria. Cortabaria, twin brother on the reserve bench. 2 sophomores from Miami. At the 50-meter line they are. Not playing as wide as they are. A couple of changes in the back line. JT Dyer is a ROTC student at Brown. He's got a military commitment today. Penalty on that one as the ball goes forward. And Calvo is going to take that one quick. He would like to play. It's Chuidian. To Gridley. Nice ball work to get the ball to Kamara. Kamara gets the ball away as he gets tripped up. Little momentum shut down for the Big Green. Brown going to have to roll away from this one. That's McAlpine, and he does. Big double tackle, driven backwards, ripped away by Cortabaria. Cortabaria, tremendous work. Converted flanker playing fullback. Really showing his stuff. Lansanur may have spotted some space in behind and has done. Ball takes an odd bounce. Here come the big green on the return. You hear the Brown marching band off in the distance there. Brown on defense. Gridley launches it way back. They're going to play some territory. Has been done all game on slightly muddy field, but it affects both teams. Run coming from Brown. They're at their own 40-meter line. Corbett doesn't have the wide pass, has to take it in. Estevez comes in to help. They've got a couple of runners out wide here. They've got it out to Mertel. Well, that may have been Hachisuka. Couldn't quite see there. Now they're going to move this one wide. Moving the ball across field well. Nice pickup here. Good run by Brown. That's Cortabaria. He moves it back in. Player got a hand away. There's a run to the line here. One player to beat. Not going to happen. But a little pop-up pass there. A little shift the other way. And Brown off some broken play. A little starts and stops and stutters. But get over the line eventually. Great work. And Cortabaria winds up with a try.
Just dancing with the touchline down the outside with Brown. Lovely interplay of hands. Just players working hard to be in support and that man in the end. Have a look here. Here's the replay. Just some lovely quick hands down the outside. Got the pop away and just danced through. It was all a bit confusing. And then in the end, the show and go, and Cortabaria was in support down the right side, and all he had to do was beat one defender, put the ball down. Santiago Cortabaria on the board today.
Kick for Lansanur, 33-8. Almost 3/4 of the way through this semifinal matchup. Liberty Conference here on Next Level Rugby. And the winner of this game plays a winner of AIC versus Fairfield. Liberty Conference Championships will be produced by Next Level Rugby next weekend at Fairfield. That one is no good. We're going to stick with the score here, but Brown continuing to roll. Good ascendancy at the moment.
Brown really starting to fully take control of this game. Another 20 minutes left and Dartmouth need to be on point. This is their season that they're playing for here in the last 20. It all starts with a nice deep kickoff here, hopefully for the big green.
Nice high kick there from Brown, but Dartmouth, but well taken by Brown. Looking at that little offload. They're just inside their 40-meter line. See what they decide to do from here. Nice work to get themselves on the front foot again. Lewis finds a runner. A little pop up there, keeping the ball alive. Don't want to get isolated, however. They continue to drive forward. There's Cortabaria again. His brother may be on the field, so I have to check which Cortabaria it is. Lewis, Lansanur. Ali Corbett tries to offload, but has to go back and get it himself as there's nobody there. They're at their own 40-meter line again. Might want to think about the territory if they get a chance. I'm sure Coach LaFlamme wants them to keep playing their game plan. That one goes high, well taken. That's Strazzolini. Just one player out wider there, so can't do too much. I try to get the ball to Kamara. A penalty against Dartmouth. Player not releasing. Blair
And another
had
10.
some words, and he pushes him on a 10. Estevez trying to get the ball. Very passionate player, Estevez. Needs to calm down every now and again.
Here's the replay here of the turnover. It's the big number 4, Brett Geis, I believe, straight on the ball. And obviously they picked off an extra 10 metres due to some back chat, which he can't do.
Lansanur launches that one downfield. Be a line out for Brown. It's about 25 meters out. You see the Liberty Conference Championships next week on Next Level Rugby. Next weekend in Fairfield, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Games all day, streaming on 2 fields. Matthias Calvo goes quick on that one. Referee is going to bring it back.
It's good to see from Big Green. They've actually been a lot better this week at line-out time defensively.
Dartmouth takes that one downfield, doesn't find touch. Brown, player, able to get that one down. Well done. Lewis moves the ball to one of the waiting forwards. Looks like El Hasso. Lewis digging for this one. Lansanur has a runner. Runner's pretty well marked. Good defense there from the Big Green. Obviously studied this offensive game. A little pop out. Achisuka. We're going to come back crossfield. Must be a penalty against Dartmouth.
Yeah, just kidding.
Estevez.
Caught high there in contact.
(33-8) here we are. Finding touch on that side this time. Brown with the line out down inside the Dartmouth zone. Opportunity to continue to extend this lead. Dartmouth just over 15 minutes to reverse their fortunes. Great runners, threats across the field. Need a bit of ball continuity to make that happen.
The Brown forwards just huddling up there for a chat about what they're going to do on this line out. Don't be surprised if they look to go wide and try to get it in the hands of that man, Aaron Mertzel, who really is a rangy winger.
See where they go. Looking to the front to Corbett. Spilled again. Good work by the Big Green. Launch downfield, rolls in a touch. Be another Brown line out here a little further down inside their own half. There's 15 minutes left in this second half.
27-yard field goal for number 29, Austin Alley. And their score with 12:25 remaining. Brown 27 and 24.
Brown, as you said earlier, Johnny, they've probably struggled a little bit at line-out time today compared to previous weeks, haven't they? Just haven't quite executed as well as they usually do. See if they can get one here, and they do indeed.
The throw's anywhere nearby. Corbett's going to come down with it. We have some forwards powering right in there. Looks like the skipper. Crossfield they come. Lansanur. Wasn't Lansanur actually. Somebody's taking a nice little ginger pass there. Lewis just at halfway again. That shooting defender. It's taking away that pot off a 10. Good work by coaches Sumption and Waring. Errant little pass there. Brown they're aware of where they are ahead in this game and just trying to do a little bit too much. I'm sure Coach LaFlamme would love a little more conservative. Let's play down the Dartmouth end for the rest of this one.
Yeah, bit of target practice here. Looked like that one was going to the tree in the background, so just didn't quite have the runners bursting onto it. Dartmouth, 14 minutes to go. Really need to attack here.
A line out. Advantage here for the Big Green on not straight, but they're going to take this one. We're going to come back for a penalty there. Players closing it up for Brown. And away they go. Matthias Calvo. Relentless in this one. Leading from the front. As they go a little wider this one to Antisev. They go to Kamara. Kamara doesn't have as much space as he would like to operate in. Dwidian moves that one wide. Pass a little bit errant. Ball spilled forward by the Big Green. Brown can't make anything of it. We're going to come back here to a set-piece scrum for the Brown Bears.
Great defense there from Brown, really pushing Dartmouth to the sideline and then just congesting them into a mistake. As you can see, the pass was just a little bit hard to collect and spills it forward, and time is certainly running out now for Dartmouth.
Player just being attended to for Brown. Estevez may come off the field. Or may stay on the field. See what he decides to do. Tough customer.
He's the type of player who probably dictates when he gets his own substitution. Doesn't he, Johnny? He's that good.
Certainly does sometimes, but they, a lot of season left here, and they're pretty well ahead at 33-8 with just over 10 minutes to go. And reserve some of that for next week.
Certainly that will be coming into the mind of Coach LaFlamme. Try and get some fresh legs on and rest these boys for what will be a massive final next week in Fairfield.
Some games at Groward Field, some games in Rafferty Stadium, beautiful state-of-the-art stadium at Fairfield University. Estevez goes to the boot. It's an interesting one, taken away by Dartmouth. Dartmouth going to keep ball in hand here. Dartmouth still running. McAlpine makes the tackle. Gridley moves that one to Antisev. He pushes it downfield for Kamara to run onto. See what happens. It goes directly in a touch, so we're going to come all the way back. Right idea, wrong execution by the Big Green.
Oh, Estevez, what can he do? Decides to put in the boot and catch Big Green napping, but just unfortunate there for Dartmouth. It's been the story of the day so far. They've definitely tried some things, just haven't quite come off for them.
First year coach Kyle Sumption will certainly have a lot to do. Ball not straight there again from Al Hasso. Scrum coming for the Big Green. Now they've chosen not too many scrums in the latter part of the second half. All in for the Big Green. Big drive coming from the Bears. Off the back comes Chuidian. Estevez trying to hold him up. He's got his feet to the ground, so they have to release. Going around the back, looking for Kamara. Kamara, nice little pass there. They've got it out to the wing. They've got a runner. Big line breaks coming there across. Another try coming here for Dartmouth.
What a try.
Go wrong. Breaking towards the center they are. And that looks like Gabe Reardon touching that one down. Big number 12 for this team. Great work by Dartmouth. He shows you what they can make, what can they make happen when they have a little bit of ball.
Fantastic stuff there from the big green. I think it might be that man again, wearing number 18. He's already got a try today, Ethan O'Hara. Look at that, moving like a back. What a fantastic finish. And as you said, Johnny, it just goes to show what Dartmouth can do when they shift the ball out wide. And
I think the Brown defense would have been keying in on Kamara there. Such a dangerous runner, but unselfishly moves it out to O'Hara, as you said. Had the number a little bit wrong on that one, and that one doesn't go. Not what Dartmouth needed, as we're under 10 minutes on the game clock here at Marvel Field.
Here's the replay. Have a look at the big legs bursting, and Lonsenor just got sold in two minds and had a clean run home to O'Hara. Beat the cover tackle, and
Myrtle just couldn't get there. O'Hara, a sophomore from Manchester, Massachusetts, economics major. Just
waiting for a ball here to restart play, as we have about just over 8 minutes to go in this Liberty Conference semi-final.
Nice high kick there from Lonsenor. Bit of volleyball breaks out, winds up in the hands of Cortabaria. Estevez has it. He steps around one. Estevez taken to the ground. Forward pod out in front. Players rolling over that one, but scooped up and away by Calvo. He is there every time. Ridley puts that one back. Inside the half of Brown they go. Lonsenor steps one. Lonsenor tries to step another. He's got several Dartmouth defenders. Off to the side they go. Estevez puts in a little pass. Lewis. Couple little thoughts there. Eventually goes on his own, and Lewis has a runner with him. Gets the ball to Estevez, and Estevez is going to score. And Antonio Estevez touches down for the Brown Bears. 7 minutes to go in this contest. 38-13.
Dylan Lewis, a little bit of sorcery here. Have a look at this. Just brings the ball back and realizes there's a big open gap in front. He just puts the wee step on. The second one, brilliant footwork from the wee scrum half. And that man, Estevez, in support. You can't keep him out of the game. Right place, right time. And look at this. The football-like celebration. Bang! Flying into the air. How good.
It's one of those moments, Wheels. I think Lewis's indecision provided some indecision across the Dartmouth defense, and that hole just opened up there for him. We look at Lonsenor getting ready to take this kick. Raphael Lonsenor.
Certainly did. He's played well today, Dylan Lewis. He's controlled tempo for Brown very nicely. Really, really organises their full pack around, which is great to see.
Lonsenor hits that one, 40 points to 13. Brown leads Dartmouth. Everything going Brown's way for the most part today. Be looking to take on AIC or Fairfield for that Liberty Conference Championship as the road to Houston continues early December at Aviva Stadium, the home of the Houston SaberCats. Championship games for National Collegiate Rugby will be played. Last year, St. Bonaventure beat Penn State in that final. Brown, of course, would love to get there, as would Dartmouth, but the way this game is going, Brown looks like the better shot at the moment. Lewis, the try scorer, gets back involved. For Lewis, the try setup gets back involved. The try scorer, Estevez, takes that one into contact. Back to Lonsenor they go. Lonsenor, defense rushing on him, able to get it away. Kick Bounces back. Big hit coming in from the Bears as they pile in. Referee on the spot, looking to see if this is going to be one away. And penalty against Dartmouth. Defensive pressure unrelenting are the Brown Bears at the moment. 4.5 minutes to go.
Brown really starting to put an end to this game now. 40 points to 13. Working hard for each other till the 80th minute. Such good cohesion, and Alonso Newell will look to send this close to the 22 again for them to launch another attack. Here's the replay here of the penalty. Driving over the ball, and call there was not rolling away potentially. Johnny didn't quite get that one.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that one either. I mean, the player was hit hard and had to release it there. I'm not sure. Player came off his feet, but referee Anderson in a much better position than we are. Another messy line out there for Brown. Dylan Lewis just swats it away to Lonsanur. Lonsanur gets it around the back there. Losing about 20-25 yards are the Brown Bears. Going to have to work their way back down into the half. Archer. So with Estevez, a little basketball pass over. That's Estevez. Excuse me, I had it mixed up there. One of the big boys. That's Aljandari. Omar Aljandari crossing the field. Aljandari gets to the ground. Lonsanur has to come in and win that ball, and does. Looking for some runners. Estevez at the wing. He's got Mertzel outside him, but not going to use him. Good defense by the Big Green. 3 minutes left in the contest. Lonsanur finds a runner. Lewis, Lonsanur. Lonsanur goes a little wider. Great pass on a string as ever. Get that ball wide. A little flat-footed on the receipt that time. Brown just trying to really have a bit of fun at the end of this one. Lonsanur. Lewis to Lonsanur. They have an advantage here. Estevez. Sorry, that's Alhasso to Estevez. Ball up to Garrett Mann. Lewis digs it in. Middle of the field they go at Tony Zhao. Now looking wide. Defense coming around for Dartmouth. Lewis. There's that one to Lonsanur. Little show and go there. Good set of phases here from Brown. Trying to decide where to go. Runner coming in as a decoy. Doesn't make it, but they're going back for a penalty here against the Dartmouth Big Green. And Lewis is going to go quick here. He's got a lot of people not looking at him. I don't think those players were 10. See what the referee decides here as they go wide out to the wing. Aljandari again carrying quite a lot late in this contest. Lewis works his way over. He's got Lonsanur, player offsides there for Dartmouth. Lewis is going to go on his own, and Lewis is going to touch one down. And late in the game, Dylan Lewis gets his just rewards for a fantastic effort. 5 points on the board, 45-13, less than a minute on the game clock.
Dylan Lewis, he started it all off with the quick tap. It's only right that he gets to finish it himself. Just pulls the ball out of the ruck. Notice the rush defense. And just sold his way through to the line. A great reward for a player who's played very well today. And that might be all we have time for on this one.
Players congratulating each other here. Not sure if this is going to be the end. Referee has the ultimate set of time as Aljandari getting some congratulations for a good work as a finisher on this team. Brown Bears look like they're headed to the Liberty Conference Championship.
See a player down there in back play. Hopefully everything's all good there.
Player rushing on, but that kick is no good. And referee Anderson whistles us for the end of the match. It's 45-13. Your Liberty Conference finalist, the Brown Bears, as we said, taking on the winner of AIC Fairfield next week. Next Level Rugby will bring you that action. But Wheels, final thoughts on this one?
Congratulations, Brown. Too clinical. As we saw the replay of last week, Dartmouth really struggled to build any phases and apply any pressure to this juggernaut of Brown. Let's see some of the highlights here. Some of the tries. This is Lewis, one of the first ones that got over. Hustling way through the line. Another quality game of rugby from Brown. Their scrum, their driving maul, just doing wonders for them. Such an organised pack. Coach LaFlamme will be in the Providence Times tomorrow, I'm sure. Coach of the year.
And that's us from Marble Field, your Liberty Conference finalist, Brown. For everybody at Next Level Rugby, Ryan, the man of the plan, Ginty, Thomas, Wheels, Grant, I'm John Broker. We'll see you in Fairfield next week for the Liberty Conference Championship.